Okay, to the nobody who watches this, which would be me, the nobody. I don't do any of it. I'm the only one who watches any of my content, so it's okay. Um, Maybe if somebody finds this and sees it, you go ahead and follow me so I can get 50 subscribers so that I could go live, so that I can do these up and down forms on YouTube by itself. But until then, this is how I'm going to do this because I actually prefer a vertical. Even when I'm watching videos, I prefer vertical, partly because I'm doing everything on my phone. I mean, my husband, he does everything either on a tablet or his laptop. He is like almost never on his phone. So that's the differences between us. It's so weird because if I sit back, I need my glasses. But if I move forward, I hate having them on. Partly because I can see the reflection in them, and also I only use my glasses for when I need to see, past where my arm is, pretty much. I mean, it's not that I can't see it all. It's not as sharp as I would like, is what I will say. But that being said, so, uh, I am thinking about that Renee Good lady that was murdered in Minneapolis today. And I don't know. I mean, everyone's like, oh, a year and a day to that Ashli Babbitt. And I mean, people are like, she was just standing in the hallway. She wasn't just standing in the hallway. She was breaking through a window. And they said they have a gun and they're going to shoot. And she continued to force her way through. You know? Another thing is that, and yes, it was civil disobedience, okay? Was it a little more? I don't know. I don't know, because I have seen some of the things that have happened with the ICE people, and which seems pretty goddamn violent to me, if you ask me. Okay? But then you got your other people where, like, this Renee Good, she's actually from here, from Colorado Springs, where I'm from. I'm not from here. I'm from freaking Wisconsin. And I laugh at that because I'm from Wisconsin, but then I moved to South Florida, and then I moved out here and then I was in West Virginia. I've had a couple pit stops in West Virginia, different parts of them. Right into the thorn I was in West Virginia. That first time, and then I came here to Colorado, in Colorado Springs, and then I ended up in North Florida, which North Florida and South Florida are different places. North Florida is part of the Bible Belt, and then I ended up back out here in Colorado Springs. I did have a couple little pit stops here and there, one in California. I've had one in Ohio somewhere, kind of like bounce around a little bit. But for the most part, that's where it's been. So it's pretty funny. Anyway, so no, I'm living in Colorado Springs. Let's see. So I don't know. I mean, the best I could tell people in these kind of situations, I know people want to do like these civil disobedience, but you're gonna die. You could die. Obviously, she died. Listen, I'm all for civil disobedience and going against the government. I mean, if there was enough of us, I would storm the fucking castle. All right, I don't have any problem getting up there and, giving my life for an actual purpose. But I'm not going to do it in vain. And that's what this was. It was in vain. And to be honest, okay, yeah, it was like the cops, they shouldn't have been able to shoot and kill. No, they probably shouldn't have been able to. But a lot of the problem lies with our laws. it is legal for them to do it. If you don't want these laws where this stuff is legal, you got to start participating in your local elections, okay? I know everybody wants to pay attention to all the shit going on in Congress and who our president is, and yes, that matters, especially when it comes to foreign policies. Okay? That matters a lot, who our president is and who our Congress is, which, I mean, this whole thing with Venezuela is, he's only been able, Donnie the Holocauster, he's only been able to get away with this because our Congress has been giving away their rights to the presidency, and not to Donnie the Holocauster personally, but to the presidency for decades. Okay? They don't want to do things, okay? Whether it is approving war, okay, or where we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on war, okay, trillions of dollars on war. They don't want to have to do all that and have it be just have it, they don't want to have to do that and then have to go badly and then have to come back and talk with us about the whole situation, which is kind of fucking crazy if you ask me. So, yeah. And that's my thoughts on the whole Renee. Good. I mean, if you guys don't like the laws, you need to participate in our local elections, okay? We have city council that come up usually in off years, like we have an election this year, so in 2027, there'll be another election, and a lot of times your city council, at least the ones at large, will be up. And you should pay attention to these because these are very important. If you have children and you know people who have children, you have children, grandchildren, or even like your friends have children, or you have nieces and nephews in the area where you're living, you probably want to pay attention to the school board and the people who are being elected into the school board. And if you don't like them, I mean, school board ones are pretty easy. First of all, they're very easy to win. And another thing is not just the fact that they're very easy to win, they usually have things like set up. I mean, granted, these positions are not going to pay you. You need to, don't quit your day job while you do these, okay? But what happens then is, you only usually go in once a month, once every other month, once every, every so often, once. I don't know about the school board. I know our city council, they go on 4 times a month, okay? And I think they pay, it's like $3,500 a year. Not a lot of money. And you only go in and you do have to give up your 4, they are complete days. They are morning all the way into the evening days. We have city council meetings happening twice a month on the first and third Tuesday of the month. It could be the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. I have to recheck that. It's one of them. They come out every 2 weeks or whatever, basically, and do city council meetings. And then they only give you 3 minutes to talk if you decide to go in there. And they want all this information so that they can be prepared to make you look like an idiot. Because that is what our city council, they make you, if you have an issue with them. But that's my city council. But no, I mean, everybody needs to start participating in these, We elect, we don't necessarily elect our judges, but we choose whether or not they get to stay or leave. And we elect our sheriff department, our head of our sheriffs. We elect the coroners. We elect, obviously, our mayors. We elect our council. Whether we do have we do have counsel for our county, the commissioners and stuff. But our city council people, they make a lot of the laws. And I used to see all these videos where, oh, it's illegal to feed the homeless. And first of all, I don't know what to do with the homeless because we don't have the funding to get the infrastructure we really need to fix the actual problem. So all they do is move them from one spot to another. And I don't know what they're doing with all this money. I mean, I think it's misappropriated, to be honest with you. I really do, you know? But, and that's that. I mean, so just so you know, participate in your local elections. If you do not like the laws of this, I can tell you here in Colorado Springs, we did participate in our elections and we made a law stating that cops can no longer shoot you if you are just running away. There has to actually be a danger for them to shoot you, and we were able to get that successfully passed a few years back. So I know that that's one. I mean, I was actually pretty surprised that cops could just shoot people for running away, for fleeing. But yeah, I mean, they could, but now they can't. So there's one thing that we did here that can be also participated in, you know, other places. So, you know, my advice, do what the cops tell you and then take it up in court. You know, a lot of things they do are illegal, but it doesn't make a difference, you know. Just record everything and then you have to take it up in court. You have to deal with the legal system, and that's how we have to that's how those are the how we have to deal with things right now. You can't just go out there and block traffic and then act like you can just run away from the cops, and then I don't know, I feel bad for her. So, and I feel bad for her children more than I feel bad for anybody else, because now they're growing up without a mother, and it's sad.